I'm 22 and failed. I asked myself why did I join college? Not to get a job with engineering degree at the end. It's to learn machine design and production, because I always wanted to run a manufacturing business since I was a kid. So I started college, knowing that it's not worth the trust for building a future upon it. It was just a step. I was gonna be a businessman no matter how small the business is. It's gotta be my own job. I couldn't bear the thought for working on someone else's dream project. I mean, any company. So what was my college year's goal? I aimed to study hard for the first 2 years, because the third and the fourth ones are just niche topics that I was gonna learn anyways by real life experience. Plan was to quit in the third year to focus on my company that I started at the second year, which I have not. In the second year, I got a basic job being a waiter for everyday expenses, get used to working for future house rents, because I will have to work, when the dorm stay ends, and do some savings for a startup, which was my entire goal. Because this study loan wasn't even enough for daily expenses, I just couldn't quit working. Continued as a full-time worker. I was more of a waiter than a student. Why did I fail? Well, since I was working all the time, I just couldn't start a business. I really hated the city and the college I got into, which dampened my enthusiasm on studying lessons. Not my father, but I lacked the money my entire childhood life to do the things I want to do that made me greedy. So I was just so expensive with my first ever paychecks, which led to a debt that took a year of my life. To think about those expenses, they were actually innocent. I bought tools, software subscriptions, food, some tech I always wanted to try, and a motorcycle as a cherry on top. These things caused me to stuck in a minimum wage loop, a never-ending chase to end debts. I wasn't brave enough to look for another job with a higher paycheck because that meant losing my dorm stay rights. It is my safe line, thus I did not cross it. The loop started where I lost my track of payments. The minimum amount was already higher than my paycheck, so that explains the year lost, which highly affected my self-improvement routine because I barely got the energy to keep my body in shape, my most important asset, my health. But I gotta hand it to myself. I actually tried. The restaurant I work at opened an apartment which I was left alone after a bit. I took my first shot at YouTube. Isn't this so cool, like these lights? But they closed that apartment after 3 months and I was back at my dorm room with many items I didn't know where to stick to. And since my debt was having a snowball effect, I started selling. My bad luck with finalizing a product and sell left me where I was started. So what about now? Nowadays I'm just feeling stuck because I couldn't actually start a job to add up to, build on top of, feeling guilty because I lost 2 years, which countered the idea of dropping out early. Till now I could at least be done with the lessons and count myself as a real junior engineer. Unsuccessful because I never found a winning product. I couldn't come up with a brilliant idea that my brilliance was supposed to serve, but still feeling stubbornly right. Realistically thinking, these would be my future jobs if I had followed the academic path, and these are the potential payments in an optimistic scenario. Since I don't want them, even though they provide high life standards, I can say I'm still on track. I should just accept the loss and try again. Which is me trying again. After all those experiences, I just turned back to what I like. Design just because I can, and show just because I want. I don't know what I am, actually. I'm jobless, I'm not a student, not a YouTuber, but I don't know, actually. This stresses me out. I feel like I don't have an identity or an entity. Thank you for spending some of your precious time here, listening to this